We'd very much like to welcome Tom Wangler, the owner of Confident Air, which is a heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and more business here in Batavia. Tom, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Ellen. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Confident Air, the services you provide?
Well, our core business is heating and air conditioning. We also offer some plumbing services, some pumps, water heaters, faucet replacements, pretty much everything but main sewer routing. We also work with insulators and air quality testing people to help identify some deeper issues in homes for people with allergies and asthma. Try to bring them some relief and hit the target right the first time and fix it, as opposed to ready, fire, aim kind of implementing solutions without knowing the cause. So that's what we do.
Pretty much just about anything we need to have done within the four walls that some of us are not quite qualified to do.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a lot of people are pursuing other technical kinds of fields today, and some of them don't own even basic tools, and they just want to be able to come home, spend time with their families, and that's what we're there for. We can take care of that portion of that honey-do list.
And some of us might have the tools but have no idea how to get them to work, so that's great.
Yeah.
So I know you're in Batavia, but what is your service area? Where do you go to service clients and customers?
Well, if we put a pin in the middle of Batavia and took a 10-mile string and just made a big circle with it, we try to stay within that area. We go up to Elgin, try to avoid a little bit of that eastbound traffic, but we'll go a little further west out to Big Rock and down to Yorkville. And so
do you do commercial, residential, or both?
It ties in with the service area answer. Most of our work comes from referrals from our customers, so we go just about anywhere we get referred to, and sometimes that involves commercial, industrial. All these people who live in these houses also work at companies and own businesses, so oftentimes we build those relationships. We end up doing just about everything.
Can you tell us a little bit about your community service? I know you're very, very active in the community.
It's something I think trailed on down from my scouting days, and we give a furnace away to a family every year, nominated by local organizations and churches and neighbors, and Mayor Schelke is always very generous of his time to come pull that recipient out of a can or a hat for us, and the work begins. A lot of the kids organizations in town come through the door over there at our showroom, and they want donations for things, and we always try to make sure we have a little something for everybody. And just very, very happy to be involved in the community, and very active in our Chamber of Commerce, as a matter of fact, as well. Great organization.
I know you recently had a book drive for a school in Chicago.
Yeah, we just took about 1,100 textbooks down for children K through 5 who are at a school on the south side of Chicago that doesn't have a library. And
goodness.
My daughter ended up working there through part of her federal funding program for scholarships, and she's working and realizes this, and of course her mentality is to do something about it.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, kind of a grassroots effort there, and she was able to gather 1,100 books. People dropped them off at our showroom in droves, and it was a great experience. I think she's thinking about round 2, and we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. What a great way to spread the bounty that we have here and to help people out. That's just a tremendous thing.
Yeah. It's nice to see that continue forward down another generation, make sure that spirit's not just going to disappear on us,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now that it's starting to get a little bit warmer out there and hopefully not too rainy, what are some of the tips that you can give us on what we can do so that we don't have to call you quite so often anymore?
Some of the things are kind of silly but obvious. A lot of times the air conditioner's flat top becomes an excellent place to store an unused garbage can, or maybe some yard waste bags. And when you turn those things on and they can't breathe, they really don't treat you well in return. So just making sure that the area in general is clean of debris and stuff like that. If people wanted to get a little more technical with an inexpensive thermometer, they could just make sure that the air coming into their vents and the air coming out is a 15 to 20 degree differential. That's a good way to tell if it's working nice and early in the season. And try it early. You know, let's not wait until it's 88 or 90 out to turn it on for the first time, because then you end up waiting in line, and we don't like to do that for people. We'll work till 11 o'clock at night if we have to make sure everybody gets taken care of. But
You'd prefer not to do
we'd
it that way.
prefer not to. You
You'd
know,
prefer not-
dinner's nice.
It's a nice thing once in a while.
Some of those things, yeah.
That's nice. How long has Confident Air been here? How long have you been in business in the area?
In business since '92, right here in Batavia since '98. And we have 2 locations. There is a showroom at Prairie and Wilson where people can actually, and they do wander in pretty regularly to buy filters and small parts for their furnaces, igniters and stuff like that, schedule appointments. And you can actually see working equipment there and listen to it, you know, before you go and spend a pretty significant amount of money to invest in a new heating and cooling system. It's kind of nice to put your hands on it, you know. A brochure doesn't always cut it. So that's where you can do that. 416 East Wilson Street, across from R&S Liquors, and kind of there by Dimples Donuts and 7-Eleven.
By the tracks right there, right?
Right at the tracks, yeah.
Right at the tracks there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that that is actually a place that people can go and put their hands on and touch it and see it and feel it. And,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
right, the brochures just don't do them justice
Yeah.
sometimes.
We've got water heaters up there that people can check out, 3 different grades of water heaters, including tankless, which is something people are interested in and want to know more about. And actually a salt-free water softener, which we won't have the time to get into today, but the technology is really cool. And I don't know, as I get older, I don't want to be lugging those blocks of salt down the stairs anymore.
Exactly, or trading off your water heater because it's all full of calcium, right?
True, yeah.
That's me, I think. So how can people get a hold of you? If people wanted to maybe come by and visit and find out about your hours or find out more about what they can do with what they have and how they can make their house more energy efficient, how can they get a hold of you?
You know, people tend to be, we love when people walk through the door. Stop at Dimples, grab some donuts, and then come on in. That's what we tell our customers in jest, but stop at any time you want, or if you just want to, you know, the day kind of comes to an end, it's 9:30 at night, go to our website. It's always open, and it's confidentair with an E on the end, .com.
Well, Tom, thank you so very much for being here with us today. Thank you for telling us about your business and what we can do to not see you quite so often.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for everything you do, Ellen.
Oh, no problem. And thank you for watching this episode of Batavia Spotlight. We look forward to seeing you again next month. Please tune in. That was cool. I think we got in everything you wanted to get in, I hope.
In under 8 minutes?
Yep, 7.
They would be
7
using the
minutes.
cane on my neck otherwise, right?
No, that was 7 minutes.
Okay.
I can see that clock. It helps a lot. I know when I'm hitting my 7-minute mark.
Okay.
Where is it on the prompter?
It's
on
that
the
red
wall.
one up on the wall.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll have to do it.